The climate we chose to study for this project is the continental climate, more specifically, the deciduous forest climates. The deciduous forest climate can be found in areas such as southwest Russia, Japan, eastern China, and northeast America. For this presentation, we decided to focus on the deciduous forest climate of Japan. Japan lies at 36.2 degrees north. The average temperature in Japan is much like Kentucky, around 50 degrees Fahrenheit. They have 4 seasons, and the climate allows the Japanese island to have very hot summers and frigid winters. The average rainfall is a bit lower than Kentucky's, but can range anywhere from 30 to 60 inches per year. Japan, like most other Asian countries, has a rainy season that comes in the summer and a typhoon season that comes in the autumn. The variation in seasonal temperature provides a variety of clothing options for the Japanese people. With the August heat comes light clothing such as t-shirts and khaki pants, and with the January frost comes heavy clothing like fur coats and jogger-like winter pants. Overall, the clothing in Japan is very similar to what we have on the North American East Coast. Additionally, the Japanese housing is also accustomed to the sporadic temperature. The Japanese way of thinking when it comes to housing is that homes should be built with summer in mind. They believe that cold would not hurt your home, but the humid July heat would. Due to this thinking, most Japanese houses are built with paper screens, bamboo shutters, and permeable walls, as opposed to the American-style homes, which have air conditioning for the summer and heating for the winter. The Japanese home has only air conditioning, which they use for heat in the winter. These houses are also built with safety in mind, as Japan is built over a major fault line. The traditional cuisine of Japan is based on rice with miso soup, among other dishes. The Japanese put an emphasis on seasonal ingredients. Seasonality means taking advantage of the fruit of the sea and the fruit of the mountain. For example, the first catch of skipjack tunas that arrive on the Kurishio Current is greatly praised in Japan and is a dish that is widely sought after in the summer. Japanese food is based on combining staple foods, which is steamed fried rice or gohan, with one or several ozuka, or main dishes. The side dish consists of fish, pickled vegetables, and vegetables soaked in broth. Seafood is common and often grilled, but can also be served as raw as sushi or sashimi. Their transportation is very similar to ours in America. They use trucks and cars to get around wherever they need to go. In the city, where it is more crowded, they must either walk or use bikes to get around. Because Japan is an island, they also use boats as a heavy part of their transportation. One thing they use a lot more in Japan than they do in America, though, is trains. They have subways and metros for the major cities and commuter trains for smaller towns. They also heavily use bullet or magnetic levitation trains. These are the fastest trains in the world and are used a lot throughout travel in Japan due to quick travel times and comfortable rides. In Japan, they relax just like everyone else does, by watching sports and enjoying their favorite pastimes. In Japan, they can ski and snowboard in the winter and enjoy other winter festivities, while in the summer they can play golf, baseball, soccer, or enjoy motor events and nights out on the town. They can also enjoy some very original sports like kyudo, sumo, kendo, or aikido. Some of the more popular sports in Japan are baseball, soccer, and sumo. Common plants in Japan are those such as the Japanese pine, Shibozakura, and cherry blossom. The cherry blossom is a staple of Japan and is even the national flower. The flower symbolizes clouds due to its blooming nature and mass, but is also an enduring metaphor for the ephemeral nature of life. A common misconception about the cherry blossom due to its name is that it produces cherries, which they do not. A common name for this flower is also sakura. The animals you can find in Japan are many, and they are all very unique. Animals like the giant flying squirrel, red fox, Japanese bear, wild boar, and other things found in Japan. One of Japan's most popular animals is the red panda, who is a relative of the giant panda. Red pandas are small mammals with long fluffy tails and red and white markings. Red pandas are similar to the size of a common house cat. They are 20 to 26 inches long, and their tails add 10 to 20 inches. They weigh from 10 to 20 pounds. These creatures spend a lot of times in the trees, eating and sleeping without a need to ever set foot on the soil. According to IUCN's Red List of Threatened Species, they are on the endangered species list. It is believed that the population has decreased by over 50% in the past 18 years, and the decline is projected to continue and perhaps intensify over the next 3 generations. There is reportedly about 10,000 animals out in the wild, but there is hope due to the increasing number of cute pictures on social media. There are worldwide efforts popping up everywhere to protect the red panda.